Good evening, this is Lelouch Masamune, and today I'll be doing an Unranked to Crystal PvP Ranked Crystalline Conflict series. This was just an idea I decided to do off the cuff, on the fly, just to show anybody and pretty much everyone who plays Final Fantasy XIV that it is indeed possible to climb and quite frankly, get to the highest levels of PvP. Anybody can do it, but without further ado, let's just get right into game number 1 here. We're starting off completely new, completely unranked. So that means we're going to be starting from literally 0 stars and try to work our way to Crystal rank. And depending on how far or how well the series does, I might even do a road to rank 1, things of that nature, just to spice things up. But anyways, we're going to be doing this on Viper. So Viper is a job. Oh my god, this is kind of loud, so give me 1 second. Master volume. Let's do 45. Okay, I can at least hear myself speak. Anyways, so Viper is a job that kind of struggles in the meta currently. It is, I would say, maybe a B tier job just because it has a lot of nice defensives. Like Scales is basically your #1 go-to button when you're caught in a really, tight spot when it comes to damage incoming and things of that nature. But it is a solid job. It is a pretty mid job, I would say. It's nothing crazy like Monk or Ninja or things of that nature. It definitely fills its niche when it needs to. But this will be my job of choice for climbing. I may or may not choose to try other jobs here, like Sage or maybe even a job I've been meaning to climb with on my main character, Lelouch Masamune, which is Gunbreaker or Sage. Whatever. Looks like we're going down here. Don't know what the team was doing. They were just holding back, which is completely understandable. This also goes to show, by the way, guys, that Viper is quite squishy. You have to be very, very careful when you play this job. It's not for the faint of heart, as a sort of forewarning or whatever, but whatever. It's going to happen. Mistakes happen, so we're going to just go right into trying again. So, as a form of rotation, I like to open with my ranged attack to, at least whittle down my target before I even try to open on them, things of that nature. And as I progress in the fight, I will try to use my Bloodfang, or the healing one. It seems like this Viper just doesn't want to die. It is what it is. I'm going to reset here for Elixir. Anyways, going back to rotational changes, just to do Bloodfang into regular 1-2-3 combo, and just basically do that. And right here I'm going to demonstrate some example of how to utilize snake skills. You want to just get a nice amount of damage, immediately go into guard, and then activate your rattling coil, which would access another layer of skills, and rinse and repeat. You have to be careful though to not catch yourself without Purify or Guard, because at that point you're pretty much dead. There's a nice LB opportunity, or Limit Break for short, and I'm going to use this wall here to cover. I do see this guy about to open on me, which is fine. He does not know, or rather he's going to make the mistake of fighting into my LB, which should force a Scales. I'm going to Elixir here, force him to come my way. We're going to continue the fight like nothing ever happened. He activates his LB, which is okay. I don't mind. I'm just trying to wait out the slow here. I'm going to go for potions here, and then possibly Scales it myself. Get him to hit me. He's going to fall right into my trap. Beautifully played by my red mage teammate. I love you. We're going to go into more damage here. Wow, look at that. Double kill. So we're slowly turning the game around here. Game number 1. I'm going to Elixir up and probably look for a play in their spawn, given that we have one dedicated pusher of the crystal. It seems my teammate has also the same idea, so we're going to just follow up on the same rotation. I'm going to just keep hitting. It looks like I'm caught in a lot of damage. Good snake skills by me. I negated basically the white mage LB. I'm going to stay the whole duration. Go right for the kill here. Beautiful samurai LB by my teammate, but unfortunately he goes down. It is what it is. We're going to keep fighting here until we see an opportunity to LB, which I think might be now. I'm going to all in this white mage here to try and force out some passive, some abilities. They're in guard here. I'm going to go for the potion. And I'm going to Ouroboros just to wrap up the LB combo, because I want to just start AoE damaging the enemy team here. Try to force somebody into Elixir themselves. I do see Black Mage going down here on the enemy team. I'm going to go for the potion on the floor here. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it in time. I am on point. I'm going to use this time to Scales. Scales out. That's going to just wrap up a lot of damage there. I'm going to keep fighting, even though it's probably best to Elixir here. Do not try this at home, kids. Now is a good time to Elixir. I'm going to leave my White Mage pushing. I'm going to push with the team here. Red Mage is pretty low right now. I'm going to just keep Bloodfanging into LB. Perfect timing on the LB. Everybody's slowed on that team. We're going to just keep going here. I'm going to go for the ground pot here, and then immediately go back onto my opponent here. We're going to go for their ground pot, and then Scales. Take this time to buy my team time, excuse me, to push the crystal here. I'm going to just keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. Good, good, good. We beat their checkpoint, or I'm sorry, we beat their percentage here. So that's fine. I'm going to just keep fighting. They do not know about the crystal here, or rather they do. It's probably me that I need to run here before I die. Okay, I see Viper, they're fighting here. They do not know I'm elixiring, which is crazy right now. I'm going to go right on point, try and fight for point here to get the win here. We're a pretty close game right now, but they have a lot of coming back to do if they try and even attempt for this overtime play. And that's just literally game one, so that is one game of probably a couple... I hope it's only like 30 games, which, if you actually do the math, I'll take this time to explain the math here. If you actually do the math, okay, so you'll need 3 games to win just to get out of Unranked, correct? And then you'll need a number of win. Okay, so 3 plus 1 is going to be lands you in Bronze 3, I believe. I'm not sure what the lowest ranking is, but if we assume Bronze 3, it'll put you in at 1 star, I believe. We're going off many assumptions here until we actually get to those. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to bother on the specifics or what have you until I get to that point. So I'm going to just wrap up this recording here. That will be game number 1 of the series. And the next segment or the next cut will be game number 2. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 2 of the Unranked to Crystal series. We're just going to continue right off the first game. Nothing fancy, nothing special here. We're going to just go right into it with Viper again. However, you know, as a sort of forewarning, because I did say, like, in the first clip or in the first game, now that I'm looking back at it. So what I've been doing, essentially, after each and every game, I'm going back to the recordings to see if everything was clean, everything was, you know, explained to the best of my ability. Because this is sort of, like, all done in one take, in one live commentary, which... I don't know how I'm going to do this for like 100 games straight, but thankfully, you know, we're not doing it in one sitting or one entire record, because that's when things can get a little difficult. You know, God forbid, you know, something happens and I have to like go, not AFK, but rather like cut the audio real quick. You know what I'm saying? So neither here nor there, but anyways, I was mentioning in the first clip that anybody can do this. This is a series meant to just demonstrate how, you know, rank can be climbed. But as a sort of forewarning, I kind of just want to make sure that people understand that this is coming from a player that has thousands, and I mean literal thousands of hours of PvP. So it is sort of like your mileage may vary, right? If you've heard of that phrase before. So this isn't something that I'm saying like anybody can do, but at the same time, yes, if you dedicate your time to it, just like I have to the craft. So just wanted to put that out there in this game number 2 clip here, but neither here nor there. Let's get right into it. So from what I see right away, I do remember this Viper from last game. I'm going to just make sure I don't make the same mistake as game number 1 here. He's probably having the same idea here as opening up with ranged. Monk uses their Fireball, which is probably one of their strongest hitting abilities here. I'm going to look for a bait here. I'm going to open with my Bloodfang into a Snake Scales. And unfortunately, it pays off, but not in the way I wanted to. I kind of wanted to force maybe some recuperates with the return damage here. That's okay, though. I'm seeing an opportunity to kill this guy. He's pretty low. We get the kill on him. I'm going to take their back potion in case they look for a play in the back here. I still have 1 charge of the ranged attack. That's nice AoE. More ranged attack. Here we go. I'm going to quickly purify this into a Scales. There's a lot of damage here. Oh my god. I unscales on the drill, so that's fine. Or a Xenoglossy, which is big burst damage. It's fine. We're gaining ground here. We have 2 LBs on our team, which, to be quite honest, in this ranking or in this elo, LBs are kind of forgotten, believe it or not. But fortunately for my white mage, they use theirs, but black mage still holds on to theirs, which is fine. I hear my LB ding. This is completely fine if I don't get killed here. I might look into scales, actually, just so I can buy myself some time here and some damage back. Okay, I'm going to get Meteoed. My white mage is supporting me to the best of their ability. Thank you so much, but unfortunately I have to go down here. This is just a really sloppy game overall from both my end and some people. I mean, I don't want to blame my teammates though, because I am playing really sloppy here. But we can look for the comeback play in the same way we did in game number 1, so I'm not out just yet. This looks like a play on Monk. I'm probably wanting to return to the favor to my white mage teammate, but okay, perfect. Where is Monk? I need to open on Monk here. Monk is really low. I'm gonna actually go for the LB here. Force out. Oh my god, comboed with my white mage is perfect. Okay, now we're gonna look into their white mage. I'm gonna purify the black mage stun or freeze. We're gonna fight on their speedway, which is fine. Black mage is looking pretty low. I'm gonna open up everything black mage. Finish with Ouroboros into their guard, which is unfortunate. Or no, they go out of guard. That's perfect, perfect, perfect. All around, solid. I'm gonna look for some ranged damage dealing. Go for the ground pot. They're in guard right now, which is beautiful. They might not have enough recuperates to make it to this ground pot here. Oh, jeez. They might pick it up. This is kind of awkward. Oh, no, they go down. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, we're going to keep firing at the Monk. Our crystal's being pushed to their side, to their checkpoint. If we match their 50%, this is perfect, because then we don't have to play into their overtime 50. Anyways, I'm going to keep fighting the Monk. They're -1 recuperate. I'm actually going to look into a scales here. And then be very careful not to fall into Monk Meteor. I'm going to elixir here to get 2 recoups back. Or probably just 1, really. And then keep fighting Monk, because they do have a pretty deadly LB here, which they use on the frame I LB'd them. I got to be careful here, because I am in a lot of trouble if I don't play this right. I'm going to get out, extend my LB time. I am being focused by Monk. Another elixir about to happen here. They are really low thanks to white mage LB here. I'm going to go back into the fight here. Just throw some ranged attacks. They are clumped together, which is asking to get cleave damaged here. I don't know what just happened where Machinist just fired. That's fine. Oh, the LB. I'm going to fight their Machinist, actually. Speaking of Machinist, I'm going to scales. Nice drill, idiot. We're going to hit back. I used Slither to just get the attack speed here. Monk is just firing at me. Their Viper is 1 recoup, but their white mage is the lowest one. I'm actually going to look for white mage here, not let them reset, because they do have LB. I'm not sure why they haven't reset yet, but too late now. I'm going to just keep fighting white mage, get them to take that potion, and immediately after we're going to LB them. What happens here is that we're going to 2v1 or 1v2, white mage and machinist here. That's what I was looking for, just white mage to blow their LB with no rhyme or reason. We do have lead here, so we don't really have to worry. I'm going to Ouroboros right before their guard expires, just so I can get the frame of damage in. I do have ranged attacks in. This is not good. Uh-oh, I hit into scales. I'll fire back my skills. Okay, that's full damage. We love to see it. I'm waiting on my ranged attack here. I would coil it, but actually I'm going to coil this right away for scales. And then do a tech known as frame dash, which is basically when you do an ability, I'll explain this after this clip maybe, you can actually just do the damage as if you were right next to the person after you dash into them, hence the, it's a term I came up with. I don't really think anybody has a definitive term name for it. Anyways, I'm pretty low right now. I'm going to avoid fighting here. I'm going to look for an elixir. There are some pretty weak targets. I'm going to look white mage again. Lowest mana here. Probably even black mage. Black Mage actually is pretty huge here because they have LB. We want to get their LB off the table here. It is actually pretty dangerous because they have a freeze. I'm going to look for their ground pot to save some time. No sir, you're not going to reset. Fight me in my LB, please. Uh-oh. Come on, kill Machinist. Nice. I'm going to look for our ground pot so that they don't steal it. Ranged attack for cleave. Ranged attack into cleave. I'm going to scales this to buy my teammates time to reset here, or respawn. I'm going to guard. And then immediately on that frame, we're going to look into that. Oh god, somebody needs to get on point right now. That'll be my white mage, that's fine. They'll buy time with their guard. My black mage should LB here, nice. Get a deep freeze in there, please get on point. Uh-oh, this is really dicey. Oh god. Oh my god, Paladin cover, coming in clutch. I should be able to clutch this. If nobody leaves point, we got this in the bag. I'm going to just throw a bunch of coils, or a bunch of, yeah, uncoiled fury. That's huge Paladin LB into white mage LB. This is pretty much a done deal. I'm going to get there. Oh my god, no. I'm going to scales this to do big AoE damage into my LB. Get white mage. Nice. I'm gonna get black mage. They're looking pretty dangerous. They're gonna probably deep freeze my team. No sir, you're not. Then look their Viper. Keep fighting with LB. I'll just AoE for cleave, AoE for cleave. This also pierces through guard. And that's game. Oh my god. Whew! That was crazy. What a fucking match, man. What a game. What a game. Look at that. We actually did 4th most damage out of the whole lobby, but not only that, it was off by 0.3%. Oh my god, that was crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is game number 2 of the series. We're 2 wins in, so now we just need however many more until bronze, and then we'll figure out how many we'll need to crystal by math, right? If we assume a win streak like we're doing now, of course, right? We're off to a great start. 2 wins in. And then I could tell you, mathematically speaking, how many wins minimum, assuming you go that far in terms of a win streak. Some players have done that, by the way. Win streaked their way to Crystal, however X amount of games in a row. Like, literally, it might sound crazy, but it has been done. I'm not sure what season or by what player, but I have seen it before. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, yeah, the last thing I wanted to discuss, I did mention it mid-combat, and now that I remember, as a form of closing into the clip. Yeah, so basically, there is a tech in the game that came as a result of Dawntrail's release. I'm calling it dash something. I'll have to look back at my clip, or I'll put something on the screen, maybe if I remember even during the editing. Tech dashing, maybe I think that's what I called it. Anyways, it is essentially the idea that, let's say you put yourself in scales, right? If you want to, at the end of the duration, it's not even that if you want to, it's you have to, at the end of the duration, or rather upon pressing the closing of the animation, you'll basically deal the damage as if you were right next to the target like this, right? So let me demonstrate that once more, and then I'll close the clip off, and we can go into game number 3. Use scales. This can also be done with Gunbreaker LB, by the way, just for reference. And then after, well, maybe it's a little bit connection related. So that's the other disclaimer I was about to put. Thank God. Actually, it's actually good that that happened, because the disclaimer here that I was going to put right after, unironically, was that that is very connection dependent. So I'm currently playing from the East Coast. The servers right now in America or NA are in the West Coast. So there might be maybe a server tick or 2 delay, which is completely normal, completely fine by gaming standards. But anyways, here's a successful attempt. I know for sure this hits. Okay. And then I coil. And then scales again. And this time I'm going to let go on my own letting go, rather than waiting the animation. Or, I don't know if I did that in the first one. Neither here nor there. But that's basically tech dashing, as I'm calling it. Or however you want to describe it in a nutshell, along with game number 2. Now we go into game number 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is the third game we're about to go into. I just heard my cue pop, so basically, yeah, same game plan, same ideas. We're gonna just keep following this exactly to the same formula, given that, well, let me explain a couple of things here as a sort of like game philosophy, if that even makes sense. For starters, Palaistra, this very map, is the first map in the rotation that occurs all throughout the day in terms of the maps. So, what essentially that means is that Palaistra is a mechanic neutral map. Any and every map after Palaistra, the maps start coming with different quirks, different mechanics, almost as if they were PvE mechanics, like bosses and stuff like that. And therefore, you kind of have to keep in mind that Palaestra basically allows for any job to not that may have a sort of detriment as a result of certain map mechanics, because that does exist for some. Some jobs are more powerful and perhaps even weaker in some other maps, and or vice versa. You know what I mean? So Palaestra is basically under game theory, the game theory. Probably the most neutral map in the game. So any job can excel here if you know how to play it, and you don't really have to worry about anything because pretty much there's no mechanics to worry about. But enough yapping. I'm gonna look into opening on any melees. I can't really outrange a range job. The only melee they seem to have is this red mage here, so I'm gonna just try and focus them, force any CCs like that. And then we're going to just immediately Elixir now. Make all that crowd control they used meaningless. Their Paladin dies there. Red Mage is low. Oh my god, my team is just popping off, or that team just does not know how to use Recuperate. Either or is fine with me. I'm just looking for the wins here. I'm going to open it with a Blood Coil or Blood Fang. My team's going to go for their beautiful play, thank you. Their Black Mage and their White, or not White Mage, their Summoner here is pretty weak. I'm not gonna let go of them. I'm gonna just keep fighting. I'm actually gonna scales this now. I accidentally fat fingered my coil here. That's fine. I gotta just look for a slither play to get out of this predicament. Yeah, thank you so much, Dancer. Got me out of a tight spot there. I'm gonna just reset here. Look for Elixir. They're just not considering backing here. They're completely fighting here. I mean, it's pretty bad for them, but favorable for me. I'm going to open on this Black Mage, go for their back potion. They're just pretty much dead here, even if they guard. Most of Viper's LB goes through guard anyway. Oh, wow. Server. Yeah, they end up getting the potion here. Ouroboros, they're pretty much dead here. Their Paladin is here. They're going to look for probably reset under Elixir. But, you know, this won't last because Paladin cover is not that long. Black Mage, or Summoner is just dead here. I'm gonna be careful here. Let the Paladin do whatever it needs to. Honestly, I don't care. This is looking like a pretty done deal here, and that's game number 3 in a nutshell. I'm gonna just leave here, not even gonna look at the stats. What a quick game. That's exactly what we want because really it's just gonna make the crystals grind that much quicker, but I was going to say something like, oh, it's going to make the series go faster, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't really want it to end so quickly, but in the name of content creation, maybe that's kind of necessary. Anyways, guys, that's the end of game number 3. We're going to go right into our quote-unquote promotion game for Unranked, and you know what? I just might call it there, assuming we win, of course. In terms of the first episode, really, because I don't want to make this like a whole 2-hour thing. I don't know if people would even watch such a series, but yeah, it's actually going to be a nice starter thing to probably revive the channel. And I'm yapping, so yeah, let's just cut it here. Alrighty, guys, this is game number 4. I just heard the Q pop. This Q pop probably a minute after the previous one, so if you're watching this from clip to clip, I guess. Yeah, from the previous clip, which was game number 3, all this took for it to pop was roughly like a minute. So, you know, ideally I could grind this out in one whole sitting. I do have the time for it, but like I said, I want to feed you guys this series in bite-sized pieces. So perhaps, you know, as a sort of, you know, intro or preview, it'd probably be best for an unranked and then into a promo into bronze. As time goes on, I'll probably be recording different segments, depending on if I even get... So my main fear with this, By the way, so just to wrap up my previous statement, yeah, Unranked to Bronze is going to be episode number 1, Bronze to Silver episode 2, and so on and so forth. But my main worry, because one of the things that plagues PvP is that seasons start. Thankfully, the season already started roughly a week ago, so a lot of newbies are coming in. A lot of experienced players that probably haven't played in a while are coming in. What my main worry is that I might not get games to even continue the series. So then at that point, it may be something that has to be continued next season. Hopefully not. That would be like a 2 or 3 month long wait for episodes. But hey, so be it. You know. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go right into this. We're gonna stop yapping. Same plan. We're just gonna look for melees, poke out the melees. And that's exactly what Monk is probably looking to do here. He wind replies me. That's his guard. I'm going to look into this Paladin here. They're covering. Paladin is a great target, by the way, because once they have no guard, they're pretty much vulnerable to all forms of damage due to them basically sacrificing themselves to save teammates. I'm looking really low here. I'm actually going to scales into this here. And then, oh, I couldn't target the Paladin. That's fine. I'm going to look into my back potion, and I'm just dead. Wow, my team is not even paying attention to Paladin. I'm going to actually mark the Paladin to attack here. Please focus this target if you can. They're really low. You would get a free kill if you kill them right now. Paladin is looking... Oh my god, how is this guy alive? He's going to just Sheltron and survive. Probably get a couple healing there. They're really into our spawn here. I'm going to actually just fight front to back here. We're going to have to deal with this one at a time. I'm going to just finish the Samurai who's overstayed their welcome. And then look to the Paladin that's still somehow alive. And then look point here so that they don't get 50. I'm going to scales their fire. Beautiful. I'm going to return the damage back. They're getting medioed, which is beautiful. I'm going to hold off my LB here until there's a better opportunity to use it, because I think this target's pretty much dead. My Monk is going to chase. My Summer's going to reset. We really just want damage here. Or pushing potential, rather. They did not get 50, so it's better that we get the 50 on our end, so that we don't have to fight into their 50. I'll explain what that means after this clip, maybe. I'm going to just keep 1, 2, 3 comboing. I'm going to look our potion so they don't get it. Bloodfang. Just finish off the... Oh! This is a perfect opportunity. This is what I saved my LB for. I'm going to just fight the Samurai here. They're really weak. I have no Slither. They're going to just fight potion. That's fine. I'm going to look back point here. Do my ranged attack for cleave. Continue or extend my LB time into their guard. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. Oh my god. This is like just beautiful timing on everything. I even had a fucking backup OGCD for that. Okay, that's fine. We're going to have pretty much the 50 secured here. There's no way Black Mage challenges us into a 1v5, so they're going to fall back. I do have a stack of ranged abilities, so I'll just let it go here. While I wait for my second charge of... What is this ability called? Uncoiled Fury. I call it my ranged attack, so I don't really know the name specifics unless I really play the job. Anyways, I just see Black Mage here. I'm going to scales immediately because they're going to immediately look me. You're going to have that like last second timing with ability timings. I have my LB again, but thankfully the stun saved me. I was about to use it, and that would have been a complete waste because I would have died immediately after. They pretty much team wiped us, which is completely fine as well, because they team wiped us with everybody else dying pretty much on the same frames. So our respawn times are going to be synced together, which is completely fine. They don't even have 50 yet. What I'm going to do is look for a stall play. The Samurai here is going to just like aggro my teammates, which is not favorable, not ideal. They might reach 50. No, I'm going to just play point here. We're going to ignore everything, go point. I'm going to Viper LB this. Their Monk LB is almost up, so we got to be careful here. It doesn't even matter because they're dead. And now that team that's on our spawn does not even know that they're losing the objective, and for each second they waste fighting in our spawn, they're going to be losing progress towards our 50 that they need to fight into to even win the game. Wow, I don't know if I hit my Ouroboros into our last frame. The Samurai here is pretty low. We're going to finish him off here. Continue another Bloodfang or Blood Coil. I'm going to look this Bard here. You sneeze on them, they die, man. I gotta keep chasing them. I don't care if they go potion here. This is a free kill waiting to happen. We can't let them reset. I have my Slither. I'm gonna open with ranged attack, purify their silence, and they pretty much have no response to me chasing them. They're pretty much dead. If my team can see this, I'm gonna Viper LB this for the LB, ranged attack, continue on the Monk here, and then walk my way to their potion. It doesn't even matter. I see Samurai here. They have one recoup left. I'm not even scared of their Cheetan because they don't have LB here. I'm gonna range attack here. Combo with my Monk. Beautiful. And Blood Coil, or Blood Coil into their guard. We're just smooth sailing here. This is pretty much guaranteed game over because the only thing that wins them here is a Paladin LB, which I know he might be saving, but it might be too little too late. We're going to leave the point. Hopefully, in this elo, they don't know about the tech, where you could just leave the point parked, or crystal parked at a certain corner or angle, so that's farther away. But maybe you'll learn that now that I mentioned it. I'm going to just scales here, get some free damage. I'm not going to LB until I see an opportunity like now, so that basically secures the kill. Samurai's dead. The only thing that saves them here is the Paladin LB, which is guaranteed going to happen. Right there. There it is. I'm probably going to, if they know to cover them, which they do, that's fine. The only viable target here is Bard. I'm going to seal their ground pot. Bard is pretty much dead here. As long as... Oh, wait. I heard Meteor. I'm going to keep fighting, keep fighting. My damage is going to be pretty much nothing because it's into their guard. I have to be careful here. I'm going to look their potion before I die. Steal it from the Bard. I'm going to purify. And then I'm going to go back on point. Even though I need to reset here, I'm going to scales for damage. It doesn't even matter. Oh my god, I did full damage somehow, even though I took up Blizzard only. And this is pretty much game over. They can't win into this. 3, 2, 1. I'll beat into their guard, but it doesn't even matter. And just for the hell of it, we're going to scales, but no time. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we escaped unranked, even though it's really not that big of a deal. Oh, too late. I was going to show you guys that there is a little jingle that plays when you rank up to whatever rank is your next one in line. That's always nice to hear. Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying a lot. Anyways, yeah, so that is Unranked to Bronze. Pretty much done with episode 1 of the series. And, yeah, I'll take this time to explain 2 things that I might have talked about in the middle of the match. So, to go off recent memory, basically, there is a, like, quote-unquote tech, short for technique, that basically is the idea that Crystal, okay, does not always have to be pushed. It sounds crazy because it's a game mode all about pushing the Crystal, but basically, when there's like 5 seconds left, 10 seconds left, when you know overtime is about to start, sometimes, if your team understands that it can be done, it might not be noticeable right away, you can actually park the Crystal such that you just tap it, meaning you walk onto it, walk off of it. So let's just assume this training dummy is the Crystal. I would walk onto it, walk immediately off of it, and the gray color that the Crystal will have, that you might have seen in the clips, is just meaning that it's waiting for either team, or players from either team to touch it, to correspond to the movement that will be doing for the respective side. In English, basically, just leaving it in gray status on overtime will immediately end the game as a result of whoever has the lead. If it is a tie, it doesn't even matter. It will just function as normal without the overtime status, assuming both teams have the same percentage chance, or not chance, but completion. But what is this all about? Basically, if you have an advantage, doesn't matter by how much, you can actually, and if the Crystal is away from the opposing team's spawn, you can actually just park it in a certain angle. There probably will be for another episode for another time, or you may check, or can check, another series I'm working on called the PvP Masterclass, which will probably come out immediately after this episode. So I'll be having like 2 series running at the same time. This will give me something to do, something to like actually spend my sub time on. But neither here nor there. Essentially, yeah. Crystal parking. You do that, you can automatically win the game sometimes, or force what is known as a stagger. I will explain that in another PvP Masterclass episode. These are different techniques, different, I wouldn't say metas, but just little like nuances, mechanics. Maybe mechanics might be the relevant word here. That will help, you know, get you better at Crystalline Conflict through various means. But yeah, neither here nor there, guys. That is the end of episode 1. We did 3 games. Or rather 4, right? Because we needed 3 for the unranked, and then the 4th one as the promo into Bronze 3. What makes this series rather easy to make, I'll close off with this one, is that Actually, isn't much grinding to do here, given that ranked in this game does not punish you by the way of demotion until platinum rank. So pretty much you're safe until you hit plat, because after you hit plat, plat will become what is known as your floor, meaning you cannot derank or derank from plat. And I'm not sure why at Platinum they have it like that. I think, in my opinion, demotion should happen across any ranked, and the rank that I'm currently at, which is Bronze 3, should be the minimum. Like, if you want to go all the way from Crystal to Bronze, by all means, you can go right ahead and do that. But I think having a safe haven, or rather the safe haven as Plat, makes it rather, too easy for experienced players, but also too rewarding. And mind you, I'm not saying that players shouldn't be rewarded. If you get to plat, that's great, that's awesome. However, plat should be a rank that distinguishes a player based on if they can even maintain plat. Does that make sense? So I think in TLDR terms, and to ultimately wrap up the episode, because this is a rant for another time, demotion should happen across all ranks, and the floor or base rank rather should be bronze. Honestly, I think this is healthier for the game, healthier for PvP in general, because what ranked? Let me leave you with a question here. What ranked game mode? And please feel free to leave this in the comments section below. What ranked game mode in any game, for that matter, has it even where plat is like a base rank at the point in which you reach it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I've ever played any game where they are so lenient. I mean, once again, it's not to discourage or downplay anybody's achievements, but I genuinely think demotion needs to happen across all ranks for the sake of not giving false illusions, for the health of the ranked game mode in general. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, guys, enough yapping. That is episode number 1. Have a wonderful day, and that's about it.